again, this is the Novrich Block 18 replica, whatever you want to call them. Everything's pretty right there. You got your clip right here. Holds 28 rounds. It does come with an orange tip, which is by law they have to ship it that way, but you can do whatever you want with it. I wouldn't recommend going around the neighborhood with it like this, with or without an orange tip, but you can do what you want to do. It's got some really good sights. You can actually sight them in. Here is the full auto switch right here. Here is also a safety right here where the slide release would be on a regular Glock. And here is the mag drop right here. It's pretty pronounced, a little bit more than my liking, but it's there, and if you got gloves on, you're good. Sometimes you could accidentally tap it. It happened one time in 2 full days of gameplay. So you load it, BB's face forward, comes up, flush fit, very nice, very good feel. Feels just like my Glock 17. Excellent feel, nice and heavy. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna shoot out at 5 yards. For you airsoft guys, that is 15 feet. We're also going to shoot at 10 yards. For you airsoft guys, that's 30 feet. So anytime we talk about yards, because we are in the firearm world of things and came into airsoft for real training, just multiply, if I say yards, just multiply it by 3 feet. And then you'll have your, or by 3, I'm sorry, you'll multiply it by 3, and then you'll have your footage. So we're going to get started. It's not going to be a very long video. We are shooting once again the 25 gram BBs. Great velocity, great distance. I can't imagine you needing a pistol much more as a backup or just a sidearm. If you're a sniper, it's a must-have. You have to have it because your MED is going to be shorter, or I'm sorry, longer with a sniper. So you are going to have something out to 25 yards, 25 yards, depending on how they tag you. But we're going to go ahead and get started. You're not really going to see probably what we're doing. We can't hook up a scope cam, unfortunately, to this gun, but what we will do is bring the targets back. I'll explain what is what. Our first shots are going to be finding where we're shooting at, and of course, if you pan out to the side of us, we're out by the lake here at our gun range, so we do deal with a lot of wind, but you know what, this is just real-time stuff. Some of our videos won't have any wind at all, but here we go. I'm going to shoot it offhand, and then I'm going to put it on a block of wood, and I'm going to sit on a stool so that we can get a really good test, although I am one heck of an offhand shot, if I must say myself. Here we go. 5 yards, 15 feet. All right. Next up, I got to get a little sight in. We're going to go right out to 10 yards, which would be 30 feet. Let's see if I can see this without a red dot. Okay, I'm getting on right now. All right, mag drop. All right, good to go. All right. There we go, 28 rounds apiece. I can tell you right now, this gun is not sighted in. We have not sighted in, but I did get an aiming point down at the bottom edge in the dirt, and I was able to hit paper pretty well. I'll say probably 80% of those were a headshot. 75 to 80% of those were a headshot at that 20 yard or at that 10-yard rather range, 30 feet, every one of them were a body shot, without question. As in the 5-yard range, the 15 feet over there, every one of those shots, including my sight in, again, the gun's not sighted in, so let's give that a fair review on there. Every one of them were a headshot, without question. All right, as promised, told you we'd do it off the bench. Mag's loaded, keep it pointed down range. These things are dangerous. They will break skin without question, and they will put your eye out. I don't know if you're a Christmas Story fan, but man, it's one of my favorite movies. You'll shoot your eye out. All right, so we're gonna put this on a block of wood, and I'm gonna get my sight in. Once again, I did not sight this gun in. I'm gonna shoot for that middle target, this one, so I'll bring back the results so you guys can see it for yourselves. All right, we'll get started. Destroyed it. All right, back out to the the 10-yard range. That's also 30 feet. Okay, let me get my sight in. Okay. There's your 10-yard range, 30 feet. Once again, we do have some wind we're dealing with out here. This is real-time footage. I do want to mention that we played, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but we did play 2 full days with these. After the first day of probably 7 hours-ish, would you say, Zach?
Yeah.
We put it on the charger when we got home, and it wouldn't even charge because it didn't die. There was nothing gone. We didn't use it as a primary weapon except for one gameplay. I had both pistols and I was running around with those. One thing I want to mention, if you guys are new to airsoft, green gas, CO2, they're great. They're great. You got the full blowback, you got the realistic feel and everything else. With that blowback though, you suffer an accuracy because you have to stay on target. With what we're doing here, there is literally 0 recoil. So with that, you can stay on target, you can keep your aiming point. We do shoot handguns at 100 yards regularly, 50 yards all the time, really anything less than 50 yards. But there's no substitution for training, and this is going to get you a lot of great training, cheap. You can do it in your backyard, you can do it down in your hallway. It's all trigger time. Holding the gun still, not gripping it hard. You don't want to torque it. You want to put it out there. You want to somewhat relax. You want to have a good purchase on it. Get yourself in a good fighting stance. Your left foot forward if you're a right-handed man or lady. A little bit, both feet forward. That's going to give you a good balance. Stay solid, but stay relaxed. You don't want to torque anything. You don't want to influence the gun at all. And you want to stay on target. So, and also green gas, I did want to mention that in the wintertime, maybe you guys can correct me on this, but we found green gas to not really work much at all in the wintertime. That is the one downfall to it. It is a great system. If you don't plan on playing in the winter, great. And you want a full blowback gun, great. That'd be the way to go. But this is obviously cost effective. You just plug it into your wall, plug it into a USB charger. It comes with a nice charger. And Navrich guns are top notch. They're excellent. Their snipers are excellent. What we found when we got into airsoft is we paid very little money for what we got into. If you watch our other videos with our AR-15 style rifles that we bought, the Arcturus M4, you can go watch that video. But I do want to mention that everybody was impressed with them. These guys know their stuff, and they had a lot of regrets. They wish they would have went to the Arcturus first. That's not a hard fast rule, it's preference, but a lot of them did mention that to get their guns to shoot as good as the Arcturus, purchasing theirs is a much higher price. They had to do upgrades to get it to shoot that good, so I did want to mention that. Okay, Zach is going to be our guinea pig today. There's a lot to be said about these pistols, and a lot of people don't think when you get hit that you can feel it to call a hit. I beg to differ. He shot me with it earlier. It sucked at 25 yards. Today we're at 25 yards, 75 feet, and here we go. I'm shooting with one hand. I got him right in the rear. How's that? This is not a good test. It's very windy. Accuracy test anyway. We're just seeing if you can feel it. There we go. That was a full mag. Not an accuracy test, but just wanted to show that he knows when he gets hit. I got the mark to prove it. That was it. 25 yards, folks. 75 feet. Okay, here are the up-close results for the Navrich SE18 pistol. This target on the left is at 5 yards, that would be 15 feet, and the target on the right is at 10 yards, that would be 30 feet. So as you can see, this is where I was shooting on the bench. Oh, I'm sorry. This was where I was shooting. This is a combination of bench shooting and offhand shooting. That's a pretty tight group. If you see my hand, my fist, whatever you want to call it, there it is. That's a pretty nice group. Nothing scientific here. Once again, wind. If you come over here to the 30-foot target, once again, you've got, obviously most of my hits were in that area, ended up tearing the paper. When I did get that sighted in, or got my aiming point, this is all irrelevant. I'm just trying to group. We're not trying to hit a certain target, so we're just trying to group, see where everything groups. But once we got that aiming point down, you're talking mostly in this area and in this area, probably a good size of my hand as far as that spreads out, and that is on a 1 foot by 1 foot target roughly. So you can see it's pretty effective, and it went right through the paper, no problem. So as you can see here, a very accurate gun on a day without wind and a little bit more scientific test. We'd probably get some better groups if I actually had it sighted in and didn't have to aim at the bottom in the dirt to hit the target. Sighting it in is no problem. And as you can see, it did leave a nice little sting on Zach's rear end over there at 25 yards. That's 75 feet. He was feeling it very easily through his sweatshirt and t-shirt, and definitely through his jeans on his buttock area. All right, you guys have a great day. Please be sure to like and subscribe. We're going to bring you a lot of useful content.